Hey y'all, Biohack here. I am on my free-to-play Mystery Shard only account, and today I want to give you a little guide for doing one of the things that I think is actually one of the most important things you need to do on a relatively new account like this one here. And what that is making sure you can finish the advanced quests every single day. Now, to be honest, most of the advanced quests are pretty easy. As long as you have a level 66-star champion, you should be able to get through the vast majority of the advanced quests with one exception. And that exception is defeat a Faction Wars boss. Now, you also have quests to use faction war keys, but usually that's pretty easy because as long as you have somebody who's like level 20, you can at least run stage 1. But beating the boss is a little more tricky. And so recently, I've been uploading the videos on my free-to-play Mystery Shard only series. Subscribe to the channel, by the way, if you want to follow along with that, where I've been going along and creating teams to beat all these different bosses. And the idea here is we kind of want to be able to do it with as small an investment as possible. We don't want to have to level up a bunch of like 60 champions to beat that one Faction Wars boss when we really need to be focused on other things in the game. So in this video, I'm going to show you my strategy for using as few resources as possible to get through the boss. Now, I will say right off the bat, I have been able to use this strategy to defeat every boss so far, excluding the blue boss. The blue boss is a little tricky because he has an ally attack, and he has those ads on the side, and he just does a lot of damage, and it's been a little tough. That being said, the blue boss only shows up in 2 of the faction wars for stage 7, which are Undead and Ogryn. And since we only need to defeat 1 boss a day at most, with the advanced quest, essentially we can skip 1 faction, right? Because as long as we can do all the factions minus 1, worst case scenario, we just do the other faction that we can do. So as long as you don't get Undead and Ogryn at the exact same time and get the faction boss quests, you'll be able to use this strategy to get through all of the other bosses. And I think it wouldn't be too much of a stretch to get through the blue boss as well. You just might need slightly better stuff than what I'm going to show you here. So what is the strategy? Well, first off, I've been able to do this by making a team of 3 level 40 champions. Today I'm going to be showing you the dwarves, but I've been doing this on a bunch of stuff. 3 level 40 champions. I've just been picking whatever random rares I happen to get from mystery shards, because again, I'm not pulling any shards on this account. So for this team, I'm going to show you in dwarfs. I have a level 40 honor guard, a level 40 cudgeler, level 40 grumbler, and then I have a level 30 honor guard and a level 30 Icebound Prospector. This is because I only had 4 rares, so I just said, screw it, I'll take up an uncommon to level 30. None of these champions are booked at all, and none of them have any masteries, right? So we are going very, very low investment. We haven't spent anything on books. We haven't spent anything in masteries. The only thing we've done that might be a little bit beyond just what you would do to level food, essentially, is I have ascended them to 4-star, or in the case of the 4-star and 3-star in the case of the other ones. This just gets you a little bit better stats, and it's very, very cheap to do. You know, a couple of runs through the potion keeps, and you'll get enough potions to ascend these guys, because rares and uncommons are very easy to ascend. So in theory, I mean, I wouldn't really have much qualms against just taking all these guys and using them as food after this, if I ever like leveled up a level 60 champion, for example. So it's very, very low investment, and we can always just, you know, rip the gear off and throw them away in food in the future if we don't need them anymore. So like I said, we had 3 level 40s and 2 level 30s. And then from there, what we want to do is we want to look for the one that has the highest max HP. In this case, it is my Grumbler. And what we want to do is we want to put them in a shield set. Now, the shield set does not have to be good. It can be whatever. I mean, all of the shield gear I have when I built these teams, I pretty much picked up in the market. So definitely keep an eye on your market, check this, and buy any shield gear that's cheap and useful, especially anything that has HP percent in the boots, gauntlets, or chest, because you can use it on these champions. But if you can't get that, just put them in a random chest, maybe pick up some HP percent boots and gauntlets in the campaign. and then just put them in a shield set, right? That's all. The shield set is going to get us through the waves without taking too much damage so that our team will show up at the boss with pretty high health. Everyone else, I pretty much have built in lifesteal gear. Again, the gear is nothing crazy. I've just kind of been throwing on whatever random stuff I have. This guy's actually built a little bit better than most of them are because he's got this speed boot. But this is just because I had this and then I replaced it with a 6-star and said screw it and threw it on here. This other stuff is just sort of random stuff I picked up along the way, campaign, login rewards, stuff that I'd leveled up and replaced, whatever. And honestly, this guy's actually probably better built than the vast majority of these. If you look at some of these other guys, you know, it's just kind of whatever stuff we have. Flat stats actually are not too bad for this strategy. I mean, you know, we're only taking this stuff up to level 10, so it's not very expensive. But because their base stats are so low, because they're level 40, you can actually get decent value out of flat stats. So in this piece, I said, I don't have a legendary. It's got these good sub stats. You know what? Screw it. We'll throw it on this Faction Wars dude, because 148 attack is not that much worse than like 50% when you're only starting with 583 to begin with. So yeah, that's the idea. Everyone else is built in life skill set with one champion built in shield, and then we just jump into the runs. Don't be afraid to manual these runs, by the way. I'm going to just throw this in and we'll see how it does. We'll let it kind of... Actually, you know what? Screw it. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and manual. Because we've got the shield set and the enemies don't hit very hard, we can pretty much just come in and slam our A1s. Maybe it makes sense to focus one of these, but we should honestly come out fine. You can see there's that shield set, completely eliminating any of the damage that we would have taken. So we will enter the round after this with a full set of HP. I probably should have targeted this one first since it's got the counterattack buff, but hopefully that's not a problem. Again, I don't think she'll be able to break through the shield. Shield lasts for 3 turns, so we should be fine. And now we're going to go into the next wave. We'll take this guy out. This guy's got an ally attack, so why don't we try and take him out next? If I was going to be really efficient with this, I'd probably target the ones that are like not weak affinity, but it's fine. We'll take out her because she's got AoE. Actually, I probably should go for the other one. It doesn't matter. Hopefully we won't take too much HP damage. We do recover HP in between rounds, so if we take some damage, it's not the end of the world. And sometimes you might have to run this more than once. It depends on how difficult the bosses are and how good your champions are. Again, we're just kind of taking whatever random stuff we have, so I will like try and be intelligent with their skills and use them as best as possible, but you know, we don't always get that option. So this boss just threw out a fear on everyone. It didn't land on our I don't even know what this guy's name is. He has this ability which attacks an enemy and puts up block buffs. This is really nice for this boss because actually it has it has immunity to debuff. So I'm going to attack with the A2, which has a chance to steal it. It did not land, but that's fine. Now the boss landed up at block damage, so we're not going to hit the boss. You know what? We're going to go ahead and throw up the counter attack. Oh, whoops, I shouldn't have done that. We're feared, so we probably should not try and use our active abilities. I'm going to try and hit that. Okay. If we get bad RNG, like we've got pretty bad RNG with all these fears. Oh, I could have hit the boss there. You know, we'll just have to rerun it, right? That happens a lot. So we're going to try and put the block buffs up on the boss. We landed it. That's super nice because that means we can just come in and we can hit the boss and the ads are not going to put up the decrease attack. You know, I didn't choose, like I said, I just picked whatever champions that I had. So it just happens that the ones I got are kind of useful for this, but you know, we don't have things like decreased defense and other things that would be useful, right? So it's not about these particular champions, although the, you know, the block debuffs or block buffs ability is pretty nice on these. Like I've said, I've been able to use this on other bosses, the same strategy on other bosses with different factions. I'm going to try and put up the increased ally pretend. Nope, we lost it. Okay, feels bad. The fears can be, you know, pretty risky, but we're doing all right so far. Okay, we're going to try and put up block buffs again, and we landed it. Excellent. Here we go. This team is a little bit more progressed than when I first built it. Probably just benefits from the Great Hall and stuff, because this is a little easier than last time. I had to do this. Okay, we lost our first champion. That's absolutely fine. Don't have any revives or anything. We're going to hit the boss again, and you can see that we're going just fine. So as long as we don't get horrible RNG with all the fears proccing, we should be okay, although we are getting... we've got block damage up on the boss, so we'll just go ahead and target this ad. I like to target this one on this side since it is the one that puts up the block damage. I'm going to try and steal the buff. We did not land that steal. I'm going to try and steal the buff again. And we still didn't land it. We've actually got really bad RNG this fight for the most part. We've lost a lot of turns to fear. And although our block... Actually, does the block buffs? I think it has a 100% chance to land. We can definitely hit through the fact that the boss has block buffs. That won't stop our damage, so we'll be fine. There, it got the block buffs debuff, so we'll go over here. We'll go over here. Getting down to the wire. We're starting to lose people. We're going to hit the boss. Nope, we lost it. Okay, hit the boss again. Hit the boss again. Okay, we got the block damage, but the boss is going to take a turn. All right. Bam, we made it. There you go. Perfect. So, yeah, this is what the strategy I've been using to get through those advanced quests. I've done... well, some factions, obviously, I have real champions for, so those are easy. But I've been able to use this successfully, more or less to beat Shadowkin, although I do have a Genbo level 40 for that, so that makes it a little easier. Bannerlords, we have Ronda, so that's easy. Barbarians, I have Shield Guards, so that's easy. Sacred Order, I have Deacon, so that's not a problem. High Elves, I have Eris, so that's not a problem. Dark Elves, I have Spirit Host, so that's not a problem. Ogryn, that's one of the blue bosses. I've been struggling with that. I think I need to take up one more champion to either one more champion to level 40, or I might even make a level 50 champion to get through the blue boss, just because it's been kind of a pain. But unless Ogryn and Undead open at the same time, then it's fine. I've used the same strategy to do Demon Spawn. I've used the same strategy to do Knights Revenant. Lizardmen, I have Broadmoss, so I didn't need to worry about that. Skinwalkers, I use the same strategy. You also get Yaga the Insatiable as an epic login. So you can use him as one of the level 40s. And if you have any epics to be the level 40s in this team, it'll be really nice. For one, you won't need to put any food in them. You'll just need to level them to 40. And for two, they generally have better stats, so they'll work great for that. And then Undead is the crypt that I've been skipping. So yeah, that's where we're at. I hope you found this useful. If you did like this video, please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.